beggar was a boozy beggar who could think you under the table.
Theories of ethics. There are all sort of different theories of ethics. They can be classified into any 2 or 3 of 6 basic categories. Those categories and their opposites: absolutist and relativist, normative and descriptive, and here's where we're going to go to work: teleological and deontological. And yeah, this is gonna be full of little brief graphics from my classroom presentations. Please forgive me, but it helps. If for some reason you decide that you want copies of the PowerPoints, just let me know. So we are going to start with deontological. Now, if you look that word up, on the wonders of the interwebs, mostly you will find people saying that it derives from a Greek root deon, D-E-O-N, which means duty. However, that etymology, don't you like the yellow tree? Isn't that cool? That's so neato. That breakdown of the word leaves out the toe in the middle. Deontological. It also infers that deontological theories of ethics are all about duty, since the word deon roughly means the same as duty. Well, doesn't quite work, because deontological theories cover more than theories of duties. I break the word down a little different, and I get in trouble for it because people don't like it. I break it down this way: deonto, which basically means above, beyond, outside, excluding the individual, the self. Theories of ethics that exclude the self. So these, then, are codes, rules, principles, moral laws, strictures, prescriptions, and proscriptions that stand outside or prior to the self. What in the heck does that mean? glad you asked that question. They all ask for you. They all ask for you. All the fishes in the deep blue sea, they all ask for you. Well, having grown up in the church, you are familiar with one, at minimum, deontological theory, the Decalogue, the Ten Commandments. It doesn't really matter which one of the three different versions of the Ten Commandments you look at, it's still deontological. These are rules that must be followed. Hindu religion has their deontological code. The Jains have theirs. Zoroastrians have theirs. And so on and etc. Since we are out riding around, in order to get a driver's license, you must show that you know, understand, and agree to follow a deontological code. Motor vehicle operator laws. Yo husband and I, and a few million other people, at one point swore our lives and well-being to a deontological code. I do solemnly swear to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States of America against all enemies, both foreign and domestic. There you are. As you can see, deontological ethics has been around for a very long time. For the most part, in most undergraduate ethics courses, and in most professional ethics courses like medical ethics, business ethics, legal ethics, blah, 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 blah. When those courses talk about deontological theories, they refer to Immanuel Kant. And this is where we insert Monty Python's Philosopher's Song. And you can't do it, they simply say anyway, Kant, Immanuel, one each, was born in the old North German state of Prussia. And was a contemporary of your friends and mine, Haydn and Mozart. Kant dying roughly around 1805. far as I know, though, unlike Mozart, I don't think Kant ever spent any time at a billiards table. Kant was also roughly contemporary with an English philosopher named David Hume. And as you can tell by the dates, he was contemporaries of Washington, Jefferson, the Adams, and the Monroes. Kant is generally considered to be one of the one of the brightest minds of Western culture. Let's go over Kant's approach to ethics. First, we must consider that according to Kant, if we want to know what is truly ethical and moral, we have to toss aside feelings, emotions, and all that subjective stuff, in part because, as we all know, hormones and screwed up neurons can get you to make really bad decisions. Most people figure that out during adolescence, but some people never figure it out. The second thing he says in starting towards his theory, we have to consider that we are, all of us, human beings, born shoved into a social context, society. And no matter what you do, no matter how hard you try, you cannot escape that context. And so he asks, in this crazy, mixed up world of ours, what is there that is the good? What is good in and of itself alone? That needs nothing else, that depends on nothing else, that requires nothing else. Well, there are all sorts of things you can be born into, and etc., and all sorts of things you can acquire. Now, the things that we are born with, the things we are born of, whatever, we can and should not be either blamed for, criticized for, nor praised for. You were born smart, good-looking, talented, and creative. with wonderful, sweet personality. Yeah, your husband outkicked his coverage. Tell him I said that. If he doesn't understand it, I'll try to explain it. At any rate, those are accidents. They just happened to you. They happened to you before you were born. It's part of your genetic makeup. You did not earn it. You did not make it. You did not create it. It just happened to you. So, he says, we cannot praise you for that. On the other hand, there are people who are born ugly as a stump, dumber than a stump, and with serious psycho-emotional flaws. There's all those dumpsters again. I don't know if you can see those, but there's like dozens of them. No idea why they are there. And there's Johnny Longarm. Lots of Johnny Longarms. The law here, you have to slow down and be in the left lane to go around Johnny Longarm. It's a safety feature. Not sure why, but there they are. I hope everything is okay. We can't blame people who are born stupid. Mentally retarded, mentally deficient, or schizo, bipolar, whatever. If they are born with really bad genes, it's just the bad luck of the draw. We cannot, should not hold that against them. What about the things that we can acquire? Is there anything we can acquire that is purely, without alloy, good, and cannot be twisted to bad, vile, or evil purposes? So, for instance, you can acquire wealth. But of course, wealth can be used to bad purposes, as we see here in the U.S. today, where everything's about frickin' money. More on that later. Education. If you listen to idiots like me, you get the idea that education is a good thing, good in and of itself. Well, knowledge is good in and of itself, but knowledge and education, no matter how good and fine they are, can be used to evil purposes. So that's not an unalloyed good. So, Kant goes through his list of stuff we can be, or have, or acquire. He does not go through the 265 rules of acquisition, but that's okay. We didn't know about Ferengi's back then. After going through all sorts of questions about the things that we account as being good or bad, he comes down to this. In this world, of reasonable humans living together in a great big old bunch, there is one pure, unalloyed thing that is good in and of itself and needs nothing else. And that is what he calls the good will. That is the desire, the intent, setting out to do good without actually defining what that good is, because we don't need to do that at this point.